I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't run, this will change the plan. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 951, right there. Tuesdays, we've been talking professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg, at Sorgatron on the social medias in the Sorgatron Media Studios here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to chat with you guys here tonight about professionalized wrestling. And with me, you can already see if you're with us on video, the Riz is with me. Hello, the Riz.
Me.
How are you doing, the
It's
Riz?
right here. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird. That's still weird.
You were in the intro. That's great. Why
I'm
don't
in
I
the
anybody in
intro.
studio? So I have this new camera. I have this lone camera over here. So,
Right over there?
I mean, we did, I do have a big switcher that we purchased for another project that maybe we'll swap it in here and we can have 8 cameras. I don't know. So wouldn't that be wild? I've kind of wanted it for a while, but now I have a business.
I believe in
reason.
you, Sorg.
Now, you believe in me. Okay, man. I believe in you, and I believe you're going to do a great job this weekend because you're going to be having to hang out with one. Tony Kincaid is on the line as well. From Renegade,
on the line.
Renegade Wrestling Alliance. Top Rope Tabletop, the broadcast from here in Sorgatron Media Studios, just a mere 10 feet away from where I'm sitting right now, is where all the mayhem and near-death experiences happened on Friday night for Campaign 3, Session 2, as you can see on IndieWrestling.us.
Yes, and I also destroyed, I think, 3 microphones with my Banshee Scream. I'm
Yeah,
not
that hurt.
sure.
That hurt a lot.
So
That was
I would apologize, but I'm not going to.
like it
So
gets leveled like when it goes out, I think. But not in my ears. Not in my ears.
Nope.
I'm before the compressors, unfortunately. So
and
also
it was pretty bad on the rewatch. I was like, ooh, I really shrieked.
somebody is listening to that on a bus on their commute the next day, and yeah, startled. So
One of these days, we do have to like take a legit tally of how many microphones I've blown out in the.
and I have better ones. I have better, more sensitive ones. I have one just on you. So you solely yelled straight up into it. So I'm still figuring out the audio on that thing. I basically just need to buy one microphone for each of you, and that's getting expensive. So.
One microphone for me to destroy.
I don't want to put headsets on you again, like we did that
No.
time. But we have 6 of them now, so that's nice.
No, I know, but like the headsets were just so.
Yeah, they're cumbersome. Yes. And then you kept bumping them and like whatever. But anyways, so plus it probably gives you a flashback to commentary. So it is Tuesday night. It's time to talk professionalized wrestling, and of course we're in a lead up to WrestleMania as well. It's pointing season. Point.
Sorg, to the camera.
Point. Those guys are in the other company. Anyways, and of course the biggest thing going into it is of course John Cena and Cody Rhodes, and they had another face-to-face in London. I'm loving this European tour, by the way. Loving the energy, loving the just seeing what the other crowds are doing with it, the soccer chants all across the board, them being in countries that they've never been before, all that kind of crazy stuff happening. It's such a cool vibe that they're doing. Every show feels huge. You know what I mean? Going into this thing, and I love it. That's a perfect vibe. I'm not, because usually they'd come through Pittsburgh, and they're not, because they've been like 3 weeks on the road internationally. That's crazy, but good for them. So what are you guys feeling? We did have Cody and John face to face last night.
So I'm of the opinion that for the last like decade, maybe a little bit more, like Cena and his like US title into part-time, into not really part-time but still kind of there from time to time, you had to survive a promo with Cena to sort of gain some like, okay, you belong here. He tested out Roman Reigns in the Big Dog era, and Roman Reigns famously floundered. Tested out The Rock even with the I don't write my promos on my wrist. Tested out Austin Theory. Austin Theory didn't succeed there. Very few people succeed when you have to go step to step in a versus promo with Cody or with Cena. I think Cena won the battle of that promo. He was still the stronger argument because the heel inherently has the better argument in versus promos. But man, Cody's no slouch. And I think this was the promo this program needed, because it was just Cena bitching about things and saying, you guys have always felt this way, when the last like 3 or 4 years people have been like, no, we were too hard on him. Like, let's give him let's recognize how good he was. But this was where like you stepped it up. Now I'm excited to see this match. I still think Cena, wins and might win clean, but like this was the promo this program needed.
Like I felt like I kind of mentioned this before. Felt like most of the build-up, besides the triple threat, the triple threats that are probably going to happen, were kind of lacking. Yesterday kind of blew that out of the water between Gunther and that image and this promo. All in all, it's just it pulled me back into WrestleMania, and I mean, I was still gonna watch WrestleMania.
It's a long tail. You knew where the matches were going for, and they had like the upwards of almost 2 months to do this thing, right? Month and a half, like a good long time, and it's you have to kind of space things out. But it is definitely this season to start amping it up. Gunther and Jey Uso, holy crap, that turned it personal. They got Jimmy involved. They started doing that. Gunther was just being ruthless out there. This is where that happens. And then you got what's come together with Seth and Roman and Punk, and they took time to kind of tell that story over the last few weeks. So that really comes together, and you get that moment with Punk. You still have the no, that's not the favor from that situation too. You have the main event moment. Just a lot of stuff is hitting on all cylinders, obviously, at that point, right? So no, if you were worried Mania was going to suck this year, I don't think you have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I remember Dallas being a weird Mania, but I didn't hate it.
And it really just comes down to we're still I'm trying to figure out the PC way to say this. We're still all dealing with some shock syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And not used to the new Booker's style, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H has shown some weaknesses. He loves slow burns, sometimes to his detriment, but when they click, holy shit, do they click.
Mm-hmm.
And last night was one of the examples of the Friday before, the slow burn of the triple threat and Seth and Punk and now Roman involved. That sort of the you're a main eventer. That was that slow burn where we were like, oh, this means something to me. I didn't know this meant something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Then Monday, yesterday, oh, this means something to me because we've been burning this. And then, like you said with Jay and Gunther, I was glad Jay won the Rumble. I wasn't excited for the match, but I was excited to give Jay that spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, okay, there's a reason for this now.
Yeah.
I always like having a reason to hate the heel. Now I have a reason. Gunther was an awful, awful psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I forget, maybe it was Logan's podcast. I can't remember which podcast it was, but Triple H said something about using blood and using it to where when you use it, it's for maximum effect.
Yeah.
That was maximum effect.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think they'd be good about that. And you can argue, about, the use of it in other places too. But, there's different philosophies and, and everybody's going to execute on that. So yeah, they're turning everything up. We're getting a lot of talking lately, unfortunately. But even their sub things, like the stuff that's happening with Rhea and Bianca and EO, which we're taking a while to get to. It's going to be a triple threat, right? But you got another match out of it. You got the Bianca on referee last night, and then throw the match out and everything. So that's continuing to escalate. This happened with EO. This isn't the first time EO was the third person that was being ignored in one of these situations, which I think is interesting. But still, that's going to be fantastic. Sad it's not going to be a main event since we just locked that in with the triple threat with Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. But still, I think it's going to be interesting. Man, you know what? Sometimes, I'm in a mode where I don't think I even want to go to WrestleMania because I think I just want to sit here and watch everything. Because it's so good going into it.
This is not 2 WrestleManias in a row where it's been pretty heavy on matches that you always had that. The heavyweight, the world championships that could argue for main event. Taker always had an argument for main event.
Mm-hmm.
You never had the women's match and even remotely considered in the Vince era to be a main event thing. But they've made it now 2 years in a row where you could argue that a women's match deserves to be in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been an EO fan forever. And EO's ability to be equal parts I will destroy my body to entertain you, and I will cut the most scathing promo, and you won't understand a word of it because you don't speak my language. but I'm gonna cut the like. She is phenomenal, and I wish more people understood how good she was.
I am appreciating that. Like, that's been another change too. Is I felt like we always force the foreign talent to you have to speak English, and it never works out, right? I think Shinsuke was bit by this a good bit too. Like, oh, you gotta be good on the mic, pal, whatever it was, right? They're letting them be them. We're subtitling promos, we're doing what we can with it. We're going to different countries where they can hype up a crowd, that understands them and everything. Like, I think, it's being used a lot smarter than in the past. We're not afraid of subtitles. Hey, maybe our audience can read.
And even if they can't, maybe this is a reason for them to learn. And I know that sounds mean, and partially it is mean, but like, activate your brain a little bit when talking wrestling. Wrestling doesn't need to be set to the lowest common denominator. If you can't keep up, that's on you, my guy.
Well, also remember, wrestling can also be the great educator. It was Kevin Owens watching wrestling that taught him English. I learned a lot of my vocabulary from reading wrestling magazines and comic books. So,
even Carlito watches Netflix.
There you go.
like Carlito dog shitting on Dom for not watching Netflix, being able to avoid his whole situation.
Didn't he just say, "Don't you watch The Product" or something on that one?
Yeah,
Carlito is like the low key best of the group. He's just like, he's low key R-Truth in the Judgment Day.
I would bet dollars to donuts that Carlito and Kevin Owens once a week sit down and watch WWE just to make sure they didn't miss anything.
Like they're as big as fans as anybody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny because like there was some interview or something, like some stage show, whatever, that Carlito was a part of, and he was making they always they said something about like he didn't realize how much that they made him look like Razor Ramon until he like watched the Hall of Fame and realized that promo Razor did was the one they had him do, and he was like, oh wow, they completely were making me Razor. That's why everybody said that, except he could wrestle. So,
Carlito's too hard on himself. He wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't awful.
He wasn't the greatest, but you know what? He comes from that family though, so I'm sure he was like had a lot of pressure on him.
Like,
yeah, it's like being a Von Erich, right? Is it, or a Flair, or a Rhodes, yeah. So.
Yeah, there's certain families like you can't be just a good wrestler. You have to be a great. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Some learning curve you're on, bud.
Yeah. Sidebar on that random clip I saw in my feed today that I don't remember ever seeing was Goldust on the Conan O'Brien show leading into the Backlot Brawl match.
I've seen that because I've watched so much old Goldust stuff, because of course I have.
Yes.
Like, shocker. I also keep forcing people to watch the Hollywood Backlot Brawl. No one I've shown it to has enjoyed it. I think it's the best.
Do the people, intern John, do people of your college age appreciate the fact of the use of the Bronco clip from the O.J. Simpson chase that actually happened?
I included that in my friends and I did a presentation night. Goldust was a very sizable part of mine, and I gave them 3 chances to guess what was going to happen next, explaining like, you're not going to guess because it's so specific. And so I flipped to the picture of the car and I explained it, and they lost their goddamn minds. They were like, you're fucking joking. I was like, no. And this was like 2 years after all of that went down. So everybody knew what it was.
Yep. Absolutely. Most of us watched it on TV when it happened. They didn't break into television all the time back in our days when we were much younger than you. That was very, very interesting.
Was the Backyard Brawl one of the Hollywood? Was that one of the first moments where like a pop culture reference? Because to my mind, that's the first time wrestling actually referenced the outside world, outside of like.
I don't know. I think when they had all the celebrities at WrestleMania like 1 or 2, there were a lot of references. Like I feel like
That doesn't
there was.
count. That was a cash grab.
Do we count like WrestleMania 7 where everything was a storyline alongside the Desert Storm actual war with Iraq? You know, I mean,
No,
my
you know
God,
what? That's a
one
good
clip
point.
yeah.
of
So,
him announcing.
but it,
I can't believe they gave that to John Cena. They were like, "Look, man."
Jesse Ventura always would make some pot shots at politicians during his stuff. Like I think they were rather topical for the time. I think it's just we were young enough it went over our heads at that moment, right?
That makes
So
sense.
I remember when there was fake Bill Clinton in the audience.
Yeah, and that was
What was
really
that
good.
about?
OSW referenced that, and I'm just remembering OSW's reference. That was actually a really good Bill Clinton impersonation.
I mean, I didn't know Ted DiBiase on the Bill Clinton impersonator in WWE. I'm trying to remember. It was WrestleMania 10.
WrestleMania 9.
What's that?
Caesar for WrestleMania 9 was spot on.
That is true. WrestleMania. I always had fun watching WrestleMania 9 as a kid. Just there was so much weirdness and Bobby Heenan coming out backwards on a camel and Macho Man being fed grapes and who's Jim Ross. So, anyways,
there's another one that was like really, really niche. Is when they did like the Slammy Awards at one point. The Women of the Year were included Dolly Parton and Yoko Ono. They both weren't there. But,
there's no way they were actually there, but they just put them on the list, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dolly's too classy for the WWE, though. That reminds me, I related to WrestleMania 2, I have an Elvira book I need to read now that I'm doing outside walking again with the weather. Anyways, from the chat room, True Prince, Matt Birch, blood is more impactful when it's from someone who doesn't normally bleed. Like, I can't remember ever seeing Jimmy Uso bleed before, so the visual of Gunther destroying him was even more impactful. Yes. Potter, a reporter's running from the payphone to call in. What was that from? Oh, that's from that era stuff we were doing. Slaughter and the Saddam stuff we mentioned. Sean having the press conference saying he didn't sleep with that intern. Yes, there were references, especially in the Attitude Era.
I was up, but
nice. Yes. Damn it.
Classic.
Damn it. That was it was classic, and it was of the era, for sure.
I bet Sean looks back at some of that stuff. Like I guarantee he doesn't like he publicly is like, no, that was bad, and I'm a Christian man. But privately, he was like, God, that was funny back then.
Yeah, I think he still appreciates the moment of it, right? It was just like, oh, we were so good, man. We really pushed this, you know. And I love how much they made fun of it since they came back as DX, but he was post-Christian Sean, and it was like, oh, I don't do that anymore. And he's like, turn around and cover your ears. So, anyways, so want to give a shout out to our friends that do support this great show over at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. The Patreon feeds were not working tonight, but you will still get the post shows as usual. You got last week's as well. Just slipping those in there for you guys. But I think everybody that does support the show, and hopefully they got the announcements. We are going to be pre-taping the Patreon in the Bank on Wednesday, because I will be at Star Wars Night in Disneyland that night again, which is becoming, well, it won't be a yearly occurrence because we're not going to Van Nuys next year. But either way, so that will be happening. And so if you saw the message over on the patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, chime in, hit us on the DMs, hit Riz up so we can get you in for Patreon in the Bank recording at 8 p.m. on Wednesday night. That will not be streamed. That will premiere in our usual time slot next week. So you will have to wait a week to see what happened. So get it in there and get your tier adjustments in by Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time when we go to start the show, and we'll be organizing that. But again, everybody that does support the show, thank you so much for keeping this ball rolling. Our friends at the Fan of the Show level, Bo Diggity! Woo!
Well, it really didn't work there.
That'll work out eventually. Well,
It works.
Listen, your wooer will get fixed someday with Riz. Team Hammer Fist, who helps us with the great merch over at shop.wrestlingmayhemshow.com. The Tupac family. Bubba Brewer of the Triple B podcast, who I was just a guest on this week, by the way. Go check that out. We talked a lot about, professional wrestling and video and professional wrestling and my thoughts on it. So that's probably going to be a fun listen for some of you. Yes, I probably did talk about you. Yes, and you should tune into it. Jason French.
Did you talk about me? Is that what you're talking about?
I did reference you, actually. I think I did. Not by name, but I think in spirit. Poppy Glove Level, Dave Propod Modern, Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid, who's on the show. And also...
I'm right here.
You're right here. Hello.
I'm looking at you.
There you are. Right there.
And at the Pizza Club level, the Riz. Hey. Oh. There's Buff Eagle. Oh, right. That reminds me. I was supposed to do something with that Buff Eagle. That sounds wrong. But also at the manager level, Bradley, who I saw Saturday night at 880. Yeah, there you go.
You want to get this shot on your camera? Hang on.
There you go. What are we doing? So you're there. There. Okay, there you go. Let's see. I see my title still up.
Put it on your camera.
Oh, you want to put it here? Okay. What am I supposed to do with this now? I got a double Bradley butt, by the way, going on here. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to?
I don't know.
Point at it?
Point at it.
This is a visual. Sorry, podcasters.
Just wiggle it. Wiggle your finger.
Wiggle it? No, that got weird.
Yeah, just like
nope.
that.
Nope, it's not that kind of show. Yeah. You guys, we can do weird things to your picture at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Hello. Camera 1, camera 2. I'm so tired. Anyways, I forgot my segue.
The segue just was the butt, and it just went to hell in a handbasket.
AEW has a pay-per-view this weekend. I just bought it, so I don't forget about it, and I'm gonna watch it in my hotel room afterwards because I'm pretty sure I'm working whenever it starts. How would I end up in Los Angeles during an AEW pay-per-view 2 shows in a row here? But
wait, are they in Los Angeles?
They are not in Los. They will be in Philadelphia. Okay. They will be in this state. While I'm in Los Angeles this time, where they were last time, and I was as well. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, they got a pay-per-view this weekend. Of course, we do have. I am excited actually for Moxley and Swerve. I think it's going to be a bloody mess because the way those guys go hard. And this is like. I'm here for it. You know, we talk about like blood being used kind of sparingly there. I'm okay with it being used every other pay-per-view in this manner. I thought it really enhanced the cage match when with Sabre, not Sabre. Sorry, I was talking about Zack Sabre Jr. with somebody yesterday. And
Ospreay.
Sorry, I can't get Effie talking about Zack Sabre Jr.'s knees out of my head. Jeez. Okay. No.
Were you thinking about Ospreay?
I was thinking about the other guy with Ospreay. The Protostar guy, the Aussie guy. Oh man, wow. You know what I'm talking about. No, but
I know who you're talking about.
That was a really interesting match, and I thought the blood really kind of worked. I feel like if you have a real blood feud steel cage match, that should almost should be part of it, right? Obviously I don't think they want to do that as many times as they've been doing steel cage matches on Raw, but maybe a little bit here and there, right? Because I don't think there was anything with that with like Punk and Seth when they did their match, and for being such a blood feud kind of match, I feel that that kind of goes with it. But I really, in my mind, I'm excited at the prospect of, just like I'm excited at the prospect of John Cena potentially winning the belt from Cody and having a series that ends up with SummerSlam. SummerSlam at MetLife, where classically John lost to The Rock. Couldn't that be interesting? But similarly, I'm interested in the prospect of us potentially having Swerve and Ospreay at All In as the main event for the championship. That's where it feels like we're being laid towards, right? Obviously, we have the Owen to go through. What's that, Tony?
I think you have to. I even think if you wanted to do Ospreay, Swerve,
Kyle Fletcher. Thank you. Kyle Fletcher was who I was trying to think of.
if you want to do Ospreay, Swerve, and Hangman, like, that's a really good matchup. That's three styles that just work together.
And we've done it already. And I'm here for it again. You know, like that was in the hey, Ospreay's here, let's do all the dream matches. And now we're gonna come back around. Okay, let's do them again, but let's put some stakes on them. You know,
let's put some meat on this bone. Let's put a story. Let's put an item. Let's put a MacGuffin into this bitch and show what pro wrestling. And you got Swerve every time. Like, and I bitch about AEW a lot, but I will never bitch about Swerve. I don't care what comments he says that people kind of eyebrow raise. Swerve kills. He is dope. I'm not gonna talk shit on him. The man cooks.
There's a lot of want to see stuff on here. Tony Storm, Megan Bayne, maybe less of it. Megan Bayne is not obviously we're coming off of the big feud ender, the end Hollywood ending that Tony Storm just had at the last show. So this will be where it is. But I want to see. This is where we'll find out what Megan Bayne can do. Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Mike Bailey for the international championship. That's going to, oh my God, that's going to be fun. that's going to be a fucking superhero fest is what that is. Death Riders against Rated FTR. That'll be interesting as well. I presume we'll have an FTR. I feel so bad, guys. Did you see the video from Botchamania posted this, but it's from another podcast of how bad the Kingdom FTR match was a couple weeks ago? And how like you're like, oh, these guys can't have a bad match. And again, like, I think the show was live. Actually, it'll be sad if it was one of those Saturday Night Slams, like after the NCAA, huh? I'm pretty sure the show was live. But, it was definitely like a match where you're just like, oof, things just kind of fell apart. And I think people have bad nights, even somebody on that level, right? So, like, we've seen it. But
Botchamania wouldn't exist without it. I mean,
exactly. So, I felt like the podcaster was a little hard on them in retrospect. But also, it was kind of a reaction of like, you guys are supposed to be the top notch. What is this? You're on TV, and I get that. And I get that too. But again, everybody has a bad night. I'm not going to detract on that kind of thing. So, but I was really excited at the idea of Rated FTR probably getting this Trios championship, but there's a lot of dissension. Wheeler and Harwood got into a shoving fest match on Collision this weekend. So I don't know what we're doing there. I know what we're doing there, but we got Jericho and Bandito for the ROH championship. That's been an ongoing thing. And Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole. No time limits. Everybody's banned from ringside, I believe. That was set up after the draw the other night with them. Those are going to be good matches. I'm sure they're going to add a bunch of them this week as well, because that's a whole 6 matches. We're not having we're not having an AEW pay-per-view with single-digit matches. Let's be honest about this.
Pump it up.
Pump it up, guys. Let's get this.
I get the numbers up.
Where's the tag championship?
Where's Big Mercedes up now?
Where's Big Boom? Where's the obligatory ECW alumni? Where is the also note like this? They're having us at the Lacuna Coil Center, whatever it is. I could never say it. I'm glad somebody got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the only one that got my reference there, right?
That was so good, and it went over so many people's heads.
I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm just here for the ride.
It's okay.
There's only 2 other people in this call.
And the hundreds around the world. Anyways, they're coming to town,
I'm excited. I
haven't seen them forever. They came out on this show. It was a head PE and Saliva show, and we're just like, who the hell are these guys? Is this Evanescence? Oh shit, there's a guy. Oh, this is dope. Okay, I love it. Lacuna Coil.
Coil and Within Temptation. Oh, this is the wrong podcast for that.
They're moving on.
No.
Moving on.
I'm here for it.
Mercedes and no, I don't think
You're
Mercedes.
here for Buff Eagle.
Yeah, they didn't announce that.
I know.
was just making sure.
What, Buff Eagle? Oh no. They're
Buff
setting.
Eagle?
So
You say Buff Eagle?
No,
You say Buff Eagle? You say Buff Eagle?
Ah,
There
jeez,
we
man,
go.
I was going to a point here. No, the Athena. I am excited for Athena and Mercedes. I think that's going to cook for a little bit. I think we're laying on that for a little bit, just like this image. But I feel like they set up with Billy. Athena's shown up. Athena's in the Heart tournament. I think
they're both in the Heart tournament, aren't they?
Billy and Athena.
No, I think isn't Mercedes in there too?
Is she?
I could have sworn Mercedes.
I might have missed that.
She was in it.
Either way, I think this goes until All In. I think that's where you have the big one. You have title versus title, and have a big blow off there. Personally, it seems like a long drive for something like that, though. But I don't know. It's 3 months. I don't know.
Historically, AEW, one of their biggest weaknesses is continuity and like long-term planning, I feel.
I don't know. It's not as tight as what you see on WWE from the week to week and everything like that. But I think they have multiple things going on. Like things will be referenced and then it doesn't get referenced for like 3 weeks. And then it's like, and then here's Nick Wayne and like, oh, hey, what's happening, Christian? And they have a run in with somebody and then everything gets referenced and bring it back around to it. So like, I think things are allowed to cool off and move in and out of the storylines and everything pretty well because they do have a lot of people and they do have a lot of matches. But also they're concentrated on
between feuds, not even between episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Christian is a good one though. They have really maintained that through line of fatherhood.
Yeah, and then he shows up, and now we're at the point where Nick Wayne's just like, "What are you? You're not worth anything. You didn't pull this off. What kind of example are you?" And it's kind of taking the reins of that group now, or is he? You know, like that. They're kind of like doing that, and there'll be a moment, maybe at a pay-per-view, maybe on a big Dynamite or something like that, where they'll move that forward. You know, they kind of sit on those things, and in a different way because you don't have. This is something that was brought up again. Like you do not have the long, 20-minute segments as much. They do happen in Dynamite, obviously. Usually when it's a big deal, like MJF and Hangman, right? Something like that. But generally, you don't get that. It's still a pretty good wrestling show, right? And you can say NXT is the same way.
I feel like with AEW, and again, I'm definitely not the biggest AEW watcher, so I may be stepping out of bounds here, but it feels like AEW wants their fans to remember things. Like it's not really long-term storylines. It's them going, hey, remember a couple weeks ago?
I think
it's
this
coming back around.
So this is something that I was thinking about too, because there was a reference on something I was listening to, and I'm back around to like, hey, WWE's really hot. WWE's really good at what they're doing right now, but the thing they're really good at doing right now is still the 20-minute promos with Cena and Cole, or Cena and Cody or Punk and the gang or anything like that, and then you get into like, I remember I was skipping a lot of SmackDown because I'm like, I love Michin. I don't care about Michin versus Charlotte, as a match, which is back to the I love Shinsuke. I don't care about a Shinsuke match, right? More so now. But SmackDown's running into that. Hey, we're going to kill time by having every woman come out and say that TNA just did this last week too. Everyone's going to come out and claim that they should be like the next person that goes for the belt or something. And now we're in a 6-man tag for no reason. You know what I mean? And like, we're just pilling time at that point versus AEW. It's like, the stories in WWE happen in promos and segments and beatdowns. The stories in AEW happen around matches more often than not. And I think that's the big difference for me and why I prefer. Again, it's different flavors of ice cream, but that's why I'm still really into the flavor. Hell, I'm even into the fact that Ring of Honor has had CMLL Lucha Libre craziness for the last 4 weeks, and I'm here for it. I know what a Black Panther is now. The wrestler. I saw that look, Chris. You seem concerned.
I too had the same look. You couldn't see it.
That's right. Or there's a wrestler named Fuego, and he likes to dance, and they're doing these 6-man lucha matches, and it's going crazy. And we got Riccaboni telling us, like, explaining us how Lucha Libre works, like he's like Tenay, like that's fun. That kind of like servings of all that kind of stuff. Plus you got the Athena stuff. Plus you have some other people coming in. They keep featuring they just had a feature on last week's episode about Frost and Lyra Valkyrie. No, that's not wrong Valkyrie. The one with Johnny TV. Taya Valkyrie, thank you. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry, guys.
Taya.
Lyra is the other one.
Yeah.
Yes. With the wings. No, they just did a tag. I think they won a tag team like tournament night or something down there in CMLL. Like that's really cool. And that's happening just over there for the most part. So it's indie wrestling with better production but in a good way. And that's always what's kind of attracted me to it. So, hey, remember this thing on Collision from 3 months ago? Yeah, there's a lot of that happens, but I think a lot of people in AEW have other projects and things too. So, usually it's like, that, hey, 3 months from now, and then you find out like, hey, they were doing this thing and they're on this show or something. So I think the same thing happens to WWE, but they cover it better. So anyways, big pay-per-view. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, it's not going to be as big as Revolution. They haven't had it. They had like 3 months to build that thing, and they really executed tremendously on that show. It felt like Revolution felt like a Big Four pay-per-view for WWE. You know what I mean? Like the way that it got pulled off, because I don't think we ever had that distinction with AEW pay-per-views, and I think they really kind of laid that in for this one. So anyways,
I think AEW is on a really good streak right now, and I want to see them continue doing it. I've always felt ever since Hangman won the world title, they've been a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation. They've taken 3 steps forward in the last few months. Mm-hmm. Please take a 4th step forward. I really need wrestling to have good competition, not mudslinging. I need 2 good North American companies kicking. It's better for the industry as a large.
There was a fascinating clip. Speaking of mudslinging, not that I think this is mudslinging. I think this is. I believe I put this in the chat, in the group chat for the Mayhem Show Facebook group, and I was like, "This, I don't consider this bad. I consider this observing canon." There were 5 references to AEW and WWE programming last week, amongst, Cena and Cody, Punk, Sean Spears to Ricky Starks or Saints, whatever he is now. Which I think that's fine, because what Cody is now is because of where he went, and referencing that is okay. CM Punk walking by the glass spots was just like, oh, we're just having fun now. You know what I mean? And I think that's okay. It's like, it's nice little, it's like the Easter eggs when you've, if you're one of the nut jobs like me that's watched every single Marvel film, and there's like, hey, did you know who the bank guy was from the Daredevil episode last week? I did, because I watched that entire series and loved the Marvels. And that made that episode even better for me, right? Because I knew how close we are to something else. It's that. It's the Marvelverse of wrestling, because turns out everything is canon in professional wrestling, right? So, but that's my take on it. So, but and I love the comment on it was on the video was it was a retweet, whatever platform I was on, and it says, seeing this makes me realize how much AEW does not reference WWE anymore, because they don't have to. Nothing has anything to do with it. They don't have somebody to come over that they're referencing or anything like that. They're just doing their own thing. The only reference we have is, hey, Swerve, remember when you like burned somebody's house down? Maybe that wasn't cool, and you're getting repercussions of it, which is like, just like Jey Uso feeling the repercussions of his bloodline days as he was turning into a top guy, good guy kind of situation, and moving other to Raw or whatever the matter was, right?
And even if like WWE is doing more references to AEW than vice versa, and even those references to a degree have been like within their like known universe, like Cody mentioned that he was booed in the company he created last night. Like, yeah, that's an important fact to WWE's story right now too.
Absolutely.
Like, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, anyways, it's also canon. All the stuff happening over on IndieWrestling.us amongst multiple things, including this show, is actually technically canon. Go check out all of its stuff. Hundreds of hours of stuff. Our friends at 880 Wrestling will be doing some great stuff with, as well as over on Renegade Wrestling Alliance. We got like almost their entire catalog, I think, between the YouTube and the network and IndieWrestling.us, and except for the dark early years, apparently, and then so much other stuff over the years that we've worked with. Pit Fight is out there for free. Matches are rolling out on the YouTube channel and the TikTok and the Facebook now. More stuff is coming out from 880. Check out this past week's episodes with make sure to check out this past week's stuff, including Nick's Wild's Paint It Black was a really, really good show. I think a lot of stuff, at least I think, was clicking for us on the back end there. And, and also turns out that if you go in the chat GPT, and I always wanted to know what the wrestlers look like as loading. It's really killing my cadence here. I'm vamping for this joke and it's not working because this thing's not working.
What's that like, vamping for 5 minutes?
Vamping for 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight while somebody's changing the mat from a bloody match. I don't know what's happening on my internet right now.
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening, man. Too bad I don't have Tad Jarvis here to save my ass. But I'm just gonna put this out there for you guys. There's the Muppet version of the Paint It Black poster. I love it. Can you spot MV Young in there? Here, I'll help you out. Whoop.
He looks so happy.
Oh, ChatGPT is amazing. Also, I'll give this for you because this is. Oh no, it's not loading right. You shouldn't read those messages. There's also, and this is for you, Tony. I think you saw this. Spring Fling is this weekend, RWA, and there is.
Oh my, Muppet Norm Connors in the corner there.
Yo, Muppet Norm Connors is a fucking vibe.
It's just Norm Connors.
That's it, but exactly right. You got.
No, you know what the wild one is Elijah or Shadow Man. Sorry.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah.
I think this is Gianni.
He looks like Muppet Babadook a little bit.
There's the Rev on the left there. Let's see. You got some.
I'm not on the poster. I went
Julia Lynn. We'll just have. Well, that's okay. That's okay, Tony, because we did Muppetize you somewhere else. Because there was a picture.
It was actually really good.
Because you're front and center in this one here, man. Your beard game is freaking on. Tyler Klein's next to you. Keats in the middle there. Mikey Montgomery on the end. So, for some reason the dice turned into a Star of David on Just an Idol, but whatever. Tatiana, nerdy. It's just, oh geez, the AI is fun, guys. AI is so much fun. But we do have to call out. There is one in here for your protege here. Protege? What do you call somebody that you manage? Managee? I don't know. But I know this one's going to be familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
As some beast man.
That is definitely a man who walked out on me.
Yep.
Yes, it is. So, anyways, ChatGPT's
probably took me and had him while he was out.
Got a wonderful upgrade, and Muppets are something that executes very, very well. So, and I listen. I'll help you out. I'll bring this back around because I did Muppetize myself as well. So there you go. You have that too.
By Kick Media.
Yes, it's spastic media or something there. I don't know what it did with that. So, anyways, actually, let's talk about, you guys have rebooted Top Rope Tabletop, so we need to touch base on this, right?
Sure.
So of course, you are now the DM, you are now the mad genius in charge of this. So How's it going? And how many people have died?
So none of the characters have died yet. Although a couple came close. They did forget a NPC, a non-person character, and let them get killed by a vampire banshee.
Yeah, along with our eardrums.
I apologize for one of those two. Guess which one win a prize or something. No, I think it's going good. I think the Bearcat Keith Hott was the DM for the first two campaigns of Top Rope Tabletop, and we just have different styles. So changing up the styles, and I'm a lot darker with my writing. I'm a lot more emo, if we're to put a pin in it. And so it allows me to sort of like expand like what we can do, but it also lets everyone sort of explore. Keith gets away from creating and gets to focus on their story with their character. Tatiana gets to focus on her story with her character. And everyone gets a different flavor.
I think I mentioned this. Tatiana really slips into some Tony Storm vibes with this accent that she's rolling with right now. So I've been appreciating it, especially in the more dramatic parts of the story that's going on right now. So
I'm so far really happy. We've only had 2 episodes. We'll have another episode not this Friday but next Friday. Shameless plug. And we are early in the campaign, but I'm seeing a lot of engagements, and that's really it's a lot like wrestling. D&D is a lot like wrestling, where you're just looking for engagement, and I'm getting a lot of engagement from the players. You're telling me what the numbers look like online, and they're going really well. And of course, me, you showed the chat GPT me as a Muppet. I'm a living Muppet. Let's be honest. Like Kermit the Frog's hand waving has nothing on me. I am so animated, so I finally get to live my dream of being felt and strings.
I'm sorry. I just saw one that I forgot about from last week's show. It came up on the Muppets.
Is that Jazz with the STD
poster? That's Jazz and Blair from last week.
And it's the haunted
West or something. It got weird. It
got weird.
It got weird,
ChatGPT
guys.
Still hasn't figured out.
I mean, it does much better with some words, but no, and it's been really cool to kind of see how that's going. And I know there's some interest of people maybe joining us in the future that are not regulars, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. You never know what's gonna happen.
The other exciting thing is getting this down to a monthly. We're trying to get at least one show out every calendar month.
Yes.
So starting a regular schedule, and I've probably been a lot stricter on my friends than I should be, but I really like having. Hey, there's no wrestling going on this weekend. Well, you can watch Top Rope Tabletop on Friday and get a little bit of a wrestling fix.
No, absolutely. And I think that's, and it's something we talk about with our podcasting classes is, that consistency with anything like this, right? If somebody knows it's happening every month, that you're not going to lose them, from month to month, So, for something, it's just like a regular wrestling show at that point, right? So I think the monthly shows or weeklies or, whatever what the cadence is have a better chance than ones that seem like, when's the next one? 2 months? 3 months? Where are we doing this? I think that's a lot easier for something. But anyway, so other than that, I have not had the opportunity, unfortunately, to see this. I'm very busy and had some other stuff, and I couldn't be there in person. But you had an encounter with one Crash Jackson, whole lot of dude, RWA champion.
Former RWA champion. He does not have the belt right now.
Oh, he doesn't. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What happened at the last show here?
Well, so Sorg, and I've complained about this a couple times on stream. You know how the RWA fans are brain dead, and Feel Bad is the leader of the brain dead.
Okay.
So we get into a situation where Crash Jackson gets a 5-minute, we'll call it attraction with me. The fans were so hyper-focused on Crash Jackson getting his hands on me. Derek was so hyper-focused on seeing Crash get his hands on me. And Crash was so hyper-focused on it.
And this is the main event. This is the main event of the night.
This is the main event.
Yeah.
And I'm a main event. You know what? I'm not even going to say that because that's insulting.
Hey, you didn't book you there.
The point is that everyone wanted me to get my ass kicked. And yeah, Crash got some chops in me and they hurt. They hurt a lot. My chest still hurts. Even me pushing on it right now feels bruised. But at the end of the day, they were looking at the left hand and not paying attention to the right hand. And the right hand was Damian Chambers chop blocking the piss out of Crash Jackson. I think Crash Jackson's face was implanted twice into the mat, left a nice little like Van Gogh look going on there. There was a stomp, a pile driver, and I gave a very fair 3 count when AJ Alexander covered Crash Jackson. By definition, if not the spirit of the law, AJ Alexander is now the heavyweight champion.
What?
He is the real, true heavyweight champion. Crash Jackson will not be at Spring Fling this Saturday. He will not be able to defend the title. You know what? We will. AJ Alexander will defend that title. And that's how good of people we are. And RWA just doesn't understand. I'm such a good person to set this up like this.
Very interesting. Damian Chambers, of all people. I haven't seen him for a while.
So here's the thing. There's a reason you didn't see him, because he didn't kowtow to Feel Bad. AJ Alexander disappears for a few months, has to go to Japan, doesn't kowtow to Feel Bad, so he doesn't give him the credit AJ deserves. Damian Chambers has banger matches with guys like Daniel Eads, doesn't get callbacks because he's not kowtowing to Feel Bad. What is the common denominator here? I am aligning myself, and I don't like calling myself a manager. I don't like calling myself an advocate because that's taken away. I am a business associate with these people, with AJ, with Damian. We all want the same thing. We want the respect that we deserve. We want to be called, for Damian and AJ, some of the best wrestlers in the area. For me, I want to be recognized as the best non-wrestling person in the industry, point blank, end of discussion. I certainly brought RWA up for no love, but whatever, I'll take my pound of flesh another way. Seems fair. I think I've earned it. Carried the company through a pandemic. Maybe I deserve a little bit of, flowers?
Didn't even have a Thunderdome. I have the question. So this defense you're talking about is against the young Ava Brooks.
Absolutely.
I don't think she can even drink yet, dude.
She's a champion.
I'm not asking her for a drinking contest. I'm asking her to wrestle in a match for the heavyweight championship.
Okay.
I mean, look. There has not been a hotter introduction to RWA in recent memory than Ava Brooks. She has absolutely taken RWA by storm. And when we wanted to revamp the women's championship, Ava was going to be a top contender in there. Now, Feel Bad, I guess, has dropped the ball. Don't worry, I'll pick the ball up. I'll give you gold opportunity. You get to face off against AJ Alexander. Or maybe listen to me for a few minutes before that match starts. Maybe I have a deal. Who knows? We don't know. The point is, I'm giving opportunities to young wrestlers for gold. What's Feel Bad doing?
So, and speaking of opportunities, there's a lot of faces here popping up here. I know we know from Cleveland with NWA Exodus on this show. First of all, wow. I mean, I would like to hear your thoughts on this. You know, some new faces, some new blood injected in our NWA that are making some waves other places. One of those, an old face with a new name to those on the show and that we know as Mambo, is Cristiano Argento and John McChesney going at it for this thing.
Yeah, the modern day Caesar.
Yes, he's
Cristiano
very big into the
Argento.
Caesar concept. There's been at least 2 annual Toga Battle Royals around the situation up there.
You know, I've known Argento for a while now. Always respected his talent. It's nice to see that outside groups are seeing what I saw all those years ago at 2PW, and you know, he deserves it. Bringing him back to RWA, bringing him into the fold in this situation with this mindset he has. I mean, McChesney, I'm never going to say anything bad about McChesney. I think he picks his friends poorly, but I think majority of the time he still deserves the throne that because he built the gold path in Pittsburgh professional wrestling with other guys. You know, the golden eras were brought through guys like McChesney. But the young guns need to step up. And I think Argento is one of those guys that can step up and step over McChesney on the ladder, maybe put himself in a situation where he's fighting for a title shot down the road. Maybe he makes a good enough splash. AJ and I will talk and go, you know what, that Argento deserves a chance.
And this is another one I'm very excited about. Dante Casanova beat Pretty Boy Smooth for the NWA Midwest Championship a couple of shows ago up there in Cleveland, taking on Revron Hunt, who I think is going by the Revenue now. He told me he changed his title there on a pit fight night. So there you go. So more about the money than the God stuff, I guess now.
Well, hold on. What does your money say? What's written on your money?
Oh, that's right. I see where we're coming around here. Okay.
Listen, I'm not ever going to. You know, me and Ron Hunt have a history. Okay, like he
did put you in a neck brace for a while.
He put me in a neck brace for a while. He speared me through a basketball floor. It hurt. It was awful, and he never quite apologized. That all being said, he has sort of aligned with how I feel. Like wrestling's not about making friends, it's about making money. So like Norm gave him a deal, I probably wouldn't have turned it down either if Norm came to me with the cash that he was swinging around. Like, you should have seen the money. Money, I saw the money. It's a lot of hundos. God damn, like I'm taking that deal in a heartbeat.
Have you seen much of this Dante guy?
I've heard amazing things about him, and the one match I did see, very good.
Absolutely, he's a freaking action figure walking out there, superhero shit.
Nuts.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy how good this guy is. You know, and again, stood toe to toe with a big, crazy, athletic guy like Pretty Boy Smooth that we all know here, right? That is going to be a treat, I think, for the fans at RWA that don't see that, and plus an NWA Midwest Championship match on top of that. And we all know some people backstage are no strangers to the NWA Championship, so good to see that happening down there too. So it's
big
good
opportunity for Ron Hunt too. Like if he wins the Midwest title, like
never know.
Damn.
We can see him up at Exodus. So really good show. That's going to be, of course, here on IndieWrestling.us. Subscribe to the Indie Wrestling Network, as well as we'll be on the YouTube as well. So our buddies Josh will be producing that. Intern John will be on camera again for that as well. And the Riz will be
get my good side. Get my good side.
1s and 2s graphics back there. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. I'll be watching that from California myself and seeing how the show pans out with you guys. So looking forward to all of that. A lot of great matches there. Warhorse will be defending their championships. Crazy Steel City Gauntlet. And I usually hate gauntlets, but RWA made me love gauntlets again when it happened before. So very interested to see how this goes, and we'll see what goes with that. With at least 2 people that have been to Japan in this match, by the way. So between Glenn Spector, Super Hentai, and then at least one cowboy. So there you go.
Well, the mystery is, I'm wondering what the mystery is.
I hope it's also a cowboy.
I know several
Yeah, I didn't say which one. It could be a poke. It could be a poke. It could be a country gentleman. Who knows? You know, I literally don't know, guys. I have no inside information.
I was gonna say we're I
literally have no.
We're
I literally the
that.
match graphics are all I know. I probably should ask so we can make graphics for Saturday, but yeah.
Your face of oh shit it's Tuesday was perfect.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm in town one more day. I should probably do graphics for this show. Just washed over me.
Do that thing.
Yeah. Oh, this is this is why I'm so tired, because I've been in like, oh shit, I gotta do all this stuff before I go on this trip for work for like a week. So anyways, and this is the light month. On that note, Tony Kincaid, thank you so much. You're going to be sticking around. We're going to be doing Mayhem Mania. We're going to see what the Evil Genius is going to do with this. And I think we got a lot of stuff worked in for there with Riz. But anyways, we'll be right back after this. There's more than one message here. Those messages, yes.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Put my moves.
Wrestling Mayhem Show back again, and it is time for Mayhem Mania.
We gotta go big or go home. We're down to the gold.
That's right, and presiding over Mayhem Mania is the Riz. Riz, what are we doing?
I sure hope you have the graphics, Sorg, because I have a whole bunch of stuff on here, and I hope I'm right.
Okay. I hope I'm right with the graphics. Okay. You want to go down the matches? What are we doing? What is happening? What is Mayhem Mania?
I'm trying to say it, Sorg. This is Mayhem Mania.
Yes.
It's not just the ultimate fantasy booking challenge.
No, it
isn't. It's also a competitive thought experiment.
The most competitive.
It's even better than before.
The best.
Thank you, Sorg. I appreciate that.
I'm your hype man right now. Go for it.
You're able to use the top talent that WWE has in their current state, and you get to choose to accept its fate. That actually rhymed a little bit. By either destroying the match, making a whole new match underneath it, swapping out wrestlers already in a match, taking a wrestler out, putting a new wrestler in, and having all that fun stuff. So last week we had two matches graduate.
Oh no.
One of them is B-Fab and Michin, still with two B's. I see
because she's extra fababa
versus Spitfire from TNA, which of course is made by Tina Keys.
That's right.
And the second match, I still get the ears. Still the ears. The ears get me every time.
Yeah.
This was made by our very own Sorg.
Who?
Sorg.
Joe Hendry and John Cena, for those of you on the audio.
Yes, I'm trying to vamp here, Sorg.
I'm trying to
make it quick so you can go home.
I'm trying to fill time.
But yes, those two matches graduated. I'm going to have some fun with those. I have a match already created by Tina. And Sorg, you're next.
Yes.
But let's go over the matches that still have time to go. The still are cooking, are available in this match, in this scenario. Hopefully I have them right. So I believe we have one that has Lay Cool, the Bellas, and the Iconics.
No.
No, it's Fraxium,
Mm-hmm.
Bellas, and the Iconics.
Yes.
Created by Sorg.
Mm-hmm. We
That
can
was
also
Sorg's doing.
we can say made better by Sorg.
Made better by Sorg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure, we'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Next one is EC3 versus Logan Paul versus Matt Cardona versus Booker T.
Did you get Roxanne Perez in there?
Oh, and Roxanne Perez.
Yes.
Oh, no. Roxanne Perez is in jail.
What? I thought she was in this match.
No, Roxanne Perez is in Space Jam.
Okay, ignore my graphics.
Yeah,
I misread
no.
my notes.
That was made by Jasper Alvin Ziegenboth.
Full name, full
That's how you
government
do it.
name.
That's how you do it. Let's see. What else did we make? We have the Steiners clash of Scott, Rick, and Braun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of those two pictures are of current state, but it doesn't matter.
It's what was on the Superstar page.
And we also have El Generico, Dominic Mysterio, and Grande Americano.
Oh, Grande Americano. By the way, people were
Somebody
was really upset with my references to Starbucks, as if I did not know what Grande meant, and was like,
"Of course you don't."
I'm like, "Do I have to explain the joke to you?" So,
you probably do. And I believe there's two more that actually survived. Yes, this match: Hornswoggle versus Becky Lynch. Somehow, Liv Morgan is very small in this.
she's
as a
just
special
in the
guest
background.
referee.
It's forced perspective, Riz.
Sure.
You can tell which one of us went to art school.
Not I.
You went to a real school.
I went to a school for exercise science. Anyways, last match that's currently available is Joe Gacy versus Drew McIntyre.
Somehow the normalest of them all.
The normaliest of whoop.
Oh, they just glitched out on the moment.
That was
there.
weird.
That's good. It's all right.
So, with that being said,
we also have to.
Space Jail.
There's a lot of people in Space Jail. Let's
There's
just
a
put
lot
it
of
that
people in
way.
Space Jail.
Mickey James was new. Roxanne's
Some of
apparently.
Roxanne Perez is supposed to be in Space Jail.
Fairly.
Local authorities are coming over to get her.
Yeah. She escaped house arrest, so we'll put her back in there. We'll stuff her back in.
But yeah, those are the people that are in Space Jail. I don't really want to go over there.
I'm being threatened in the chat room right now, by the way.
By who?
I don't know. I mean, thou mad one who shall not be named. Thou who not shall not be madded.
I mean, you could have replaced the Iconics. Just want to point out there.
I could never replace the Iconics. Are you kidding me? What am I, a monster?
Worse.
Come on. Come on. I just think Lloyd Cole is so played out.
Tina actually sent a very long email.
Was it that long?
I mean, she sent a very detailed email.
Okay.
All I needed was a match. Like, just want to point it out there. Tina, I love you. You don't have to update anything.
It's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Above and beyond. I love the commitment.
So I'm going to save the change that she was going to make. Because she was going to swap out a match with another match. But to make it better, I mean, so I'm going to make it a little bit fuller than the other ones.
Okay.
She would like to make CM Punk versus Karrion Kross.
Whoa! Ooh, with the scent? Is it going to be the best smelling match of the night?
What?
Is it going to be the best smelling match of the night?
Smell the fear or whatever it was.
What?
Whatever the.
Don't make me pull the poem out. Don't make me pull the poem out again.
Anyways, yes, that is Tina Keys' match. And there is one other stipulation that I'm going to point out in a little bit to you, Sorg.
Okay.
Because your match graduated,
Yes.
you get one wrestler that is currently signed somewhere else.
What? Okay, I didn't understand your message when you said this. So I can get somebody who's locked in somewhere else.
You can get somebody who's locked in somewhere else
and put them in a match for Mayhem Mania.
Yes, if you want. If not, that's fine.
All right. Then I want. Oh, I want to. Oh, I want to.
Okay.
Oh, boy, do I want to. I'm of two minds on this. But you know what? I'm trying to figure out who's the perfect person who's not on a match that I could put this on.
Also,
what?
No, keep going, Sorg.
What? But also what?
No. It's fine.
Jeez. Oh, no, this is easy. Will Ospreay versus AJ Styles.
Perfect. Okay, good.
That's
really
it.
Good.
That's the match.
It's
Walking
actually
away.
a really good match.
Mic drop. Except they're on a stand.
That I'm sure that will not last the entirety of the show.
What?
Because we have the Ox Cars rule coming up, and you did this to him, Sorg.
Oh no.
This was your fault. But also we have a mobile add-on or
mobile. Is this like when I do the mobile
shout out?
Is this like when I do the mobile order at Dunkin' and say mobile
Sure.
and I give them my name or my wife's name,
Brandon,
depending on which account it is?
Yeah.
Mobile for
Brandon actually played the game today.
Mobile Mania for Brandon.
Yeah. I had him pick the card. And he actually placed Sheamus in Space Joe. No idea why, but it's his fault. But he is actually going to. I'm sorry. The El Grande Americano, El Generico, and Dominic Mysterio match. Get it out. It's out. And it's being replaced by another really darn good match. We're bringing back Obafemi. And he's going up against... Oh, jeez. Hang on one second. Hang on. He's going up against Jacob Fatu.
That's who I should have put Ospreay against.
Yeah.
Woof. Obafemi and Jacob Fatu. Man, Fatu did not get much play yet. This is
no. I'm surprised.
Shocking latecomer. It's too much good, man. There's too much good.
So remember when I said I had that special thing for you, Sorg? I also had it for Tina. I sent it out to Tina, and obviously Tina sent hers in remotely. And when I mentioned that it could be somebody from a different location, she wanted chaos.
Okay.
She wanted Tony to have it.
What?
Yeah. Tony, you see the card. I'm not even gonna do this. This is put that over here. I was gonna do like the whole little card thing, but you have Tina's pick. You can replace, you can destroy an entire match. You can swap out different wrestlers with other wrestlers. You can swap out different matches with people in different matches. And you have the ability to use somebody outside the realm of the WWE. that's currently under contract with another company.
I mean, so
Hurt to watch.
originally, this is no lie, I was going to have Karrion Kross versus CM Punk. Not a lie.
Oh,
Because I too want the best smelling match in WrestleMania history to exist.
mhm.
But the funny thing is that I'm not sure the fans would appreciate because they would not have anyone to point out the smell that is cooking. So I think we need to have someone in this match who can tell us, hey, everyone, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? This is now a triple threat match with The Rock in it.
Nice. That actually is a really fucking good match. I'm not even jealous of this.
The promos alone are worth the price of admission.
Oh, that. Yeah, I kind of want to just push that through. I don't know why. That's just a really good match. But yes. So,
And I was going to argue, if I didn't have, it's from any company, he's literally on the board. So...
He is on the board. He is now in the match. And is he wearing the sleeveless?
Oh, it's the $500 Rock.
Perfect.
Vest.
Nice. Yes.
Okay, whichever one. In fact, you know what? He's wearing the $1,000 Rock vest.
Ooh, inflation.
No, he just makes more now.
That's true. Yeah. Ooh, we got Cross Punk and Rock. We have Jacob and Oba. Wow. Let's see. That's one. That's two. Sorg, you went already.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go already?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Osprey, AJ Styles.
Oh, that's right. Osprey and JC Styles.
Does anyone feel that chill in here?
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Why are we whispering? Don't wake the baby.
Let me see if we have a message.
I'm sure you have plenty of messages. Are they all in caps?
Yep, there we go.
We got a phone a friend coming in.
I see typing.
Mm-hmm. There's some bubbles. We got some bubble action. Call it. Tony, call the bubbles.
Oh.
Didn't we do a thing where I'd make Dombrowski just call random stuff?
I hate what I just read.
Oh no! Spill it. Let us know. Hold on.
It got really cold all of a sudden.
Hold on. Let me take a big
did.
drink as you say it.
Oh, okay. So, can I see that? And I'm going to pretend like I'm like in this thing. Can I see that Hornswoggle versus Becky Lynch match?
Oh, you mean this one right here? There you go. Okay.
We're gonna swap Hornswoggle out.
Oh no.
And we're going to swap the. We're gonna swap Osprey from the
what?
From wait, yeah, wait a minute, hang on, wait. Oh no, wait, no, we're gonna swap the AJ Styles from that match. So now it's going to be Will Ospreay versus Hornswoggle.
What?
And then it's going to be AJ Styles versus Becky Lynch with special guest referee Liv Morgan.
Wait, which one got the referee? Hornswoggle?
Hornswoggle, Will
Hornswoggle.
No, I'm sorry.
It's going to be Hornswoggle versus Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
AJ
Styles versus Becky Lynch.
Which one has a special ref?
AJ Styles, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know.
Those are also good matches.
These are really good matches.
What the fuck?
What did we just do?
What the actual fuck?
What's going to happen tomorrow?
What's going to happen
This week?
Next week. Because tomorrow we're filming the show, and then we're going to be also on next Tuesday, just like Time Cop.
So many Time Cop references.
But I was so happy I got Matt Flash to say the Time Cop line when we filmed the...
just like Time Cop.
Yeah, because listen... Sorry, this is a sidebar. Because I explained the Time Cop thing with Tony Khan when they did Rampage and Collision after Dynamite, and then I explained it all to Matt Flash on how to explain it to the crowd, and he's just like, "But I've never seen Time Cop."
You don't have to.
But then he goes and explains it, and he does end it with "just like Time Cop," and I cheered. Where it's like it's quiet, we're in transition between shows, and I'm like, "Yes, Time Cop." Anyways, Riz, sorry for my sidebar there.
I don't know what's happening.
Time Cop.
Time Cop.
All I know is you need to show up at Wednesday, Sunday at PM, so we can do this again, and hopefully some more people will too. Because, damn it, I gotta go to Disney.
Fire matches got created.
Yes.
Yeah, these matches are just.
Is that the last move, sir?
That's the last move.
So let's break this down. You want me to do it? I got it written down in front of me.
Yes, please.
Okay, so here's what we got here. We had originally Karrion Kross versus CM Punk. That is now, because of Tony Kincaid, Karrion Kross versus CM Punk versus The Rock in the best smelling match of WrestleMania history. We have
Jacob Fatu versus Obafemi.
Jacob Fatu versus Obafemi. We have Becky Lynch versus AJ Styles with the referee Liv Morgan, and Hornswoggle versus Will Ospreay. And and then Sheamus wins the Space Show. So
Sorg, I'm getting a text message from an anonymous number that says you need to check your Patreon.
I need to check my Patreon. Check the fucking Patreon, Sorg. Not yet by a long shot. Hold on. What did we? What did we do here? Patreon.com. I hope I'm in the right browser for this. Well, this usually happens, though. Somebody tends to step up. Nope, that's the wrong show.
Ups the ante.
Somebody ups the ante here.
Get it?
It's really appropriate on this one. Yes, you do have cards. Thank you. And nope, that's an article about Pantera.
I was gonna say that's a butthole. That's.
Hold on, I have to verify I'm a human.
Are you?
If I don't get WMS on my birthday next week, then I will kill it with fire. I'm sorry, man.
Jeez.
Wow. Wow. Okay. It's getting. It's getting.
Do I have to get a new tier?
That's what I'm still looking for. I guess I could have went to my email to see what's going on. We have a new Pizza Club member.
Ah.
Yes. So.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone. You were the lone one. Bradley is still alone on the top, but there you go. It's been a long week. Anyway, so that is Mayhem Mania, and of course, Space Jail has a bunch of people in it now, including Sheamus, but also includes Roxanne Perez, Awesome, Kong. I forget that guy. He's the guy on the right. Dolph Ziggler, Hulk Hogan, James Ellsworth, Xavier Woods, Mensa,
Mensa?
Montez Ford, X-Pac, Charlotte, and Doink the Clown.
Now, I'm going to have something for Space Jail tomorrow.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what yet, but we're going to have something.
Let's make it happen. That is Mayhem Mania. And also, I want to give some shouts to our friends at Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, with the now world famous championship winning Slice on Broadway pizza. Slice was in the news. I got to see the trophy tonight, guys. They are the world champions in cheese pizza. There they are. There's the crew. Wait, no, there's a bunch of ladies, but there it is. I saw the trophy. They got it's the world's best cheese slice. There's Rico. there's our friends down the street at Slice on Broadway. Awesome. So congratulations to them for that. And I didn't see where this was. I just saw the championship. But
Las Vegas.
Was it in Vegas? What?
Does it
Vegas, baby!
School up, Sorg.
At the Pizza Expo in Las Vegas. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Pizza Expo.
Pizza Expo. So whenever you're in Pittsburgh, go check out the world's best cheese slice at Slice on Broadway here in Beachview or anywhere else in the city and or multiple locations. So there you go. That's good. Madwin says that Tatiana needs to go there with her pizza title and hold their trophy as well. I like that. Oh, she holds hers, and then Rico's holding up the trophy. I like it. See if we can line something up. So, anyways, thanks to our friends at Slice on Broadway for supporting the show. Because otherwise, I, for one, probably wouldn't eat on Thursdays. It'd be very hard. Now let's find out what has everybody learned from wrestling this week. Chat, please chime in. Riz, what did you learn?
I learned things are going to be a little bit weirder because what's his name? Naito's a free agent.
Naito's a free agent now?
He's been working without a contract since January 31st.
No way. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh,
unless Tina made me feel... Unless it's, it's still time, and Tina is being a jerk. Yeah. Naito is a
Tina wouldn't mess
free
with
agent
you on that.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed at Tokyo Sports.
Okay, good.
Wow.
He's working without a contract. The former IWGP World Champion confirmed at Tokyo Sports that he's working as a freelancer since his contract with the company expired on January 31st.
We'll see where
Things
that goes.
make it crazy.
One learned that this Friday SmackDown might be the best ever with Phoenix showing up, and I'm loving Phoenix and Penta are being separated on the shows, and eventually they're gonna meet up, and it'll be cool. But I like that we're kind of building them separately. True Prince learned that from AIW this past weekend that Shelby Wilder's horse can fly very far when it gets launched like 8 rows deep into the crowd by Daniel C. Rockingham. Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham still doing
back?
stuff? I think he came
Or
back.
there?
But I forgot that he was back. I haven't heard that name for a bit, so good to hear that stuff. So. Also, Matt learned that Gunther is at his best when he gets to be a serial killer.
Yep.
Yeah. Tony, what did you learn from wrestling lately?
I learned that I don't bury talent. I am talent. I bury mediocrity.
Woof.
Ooh.
I learned that you can sell anything with a good cut promo and some sexual tension. I mean, just tension, but sexual tension.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
I mean, that's basically that's basically the show.
Yeah. It's everything I do.
Riz, bring it back up. Bring it back up.
What?
You know what I want.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Hang on. I know exactly what you were talking about, Sorg.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. That right there.
Okay. No, that's the wrong
No,
one.
not Bradley.
That's the wrong one.
That's
the wrong one. That's the wrong sexual tension.
There you go, Sorg.
Oh, Dave Bonner learned that Punk loves fat bottom girls and Queen. Oh, okay. That must be from the other thing. I learned I have a lot of fucking opinions about wrestling, and I think I told them all last night. So I was on the Triple B podcast, Triple B Experience podcast for Bubba Brewer last night. I'm looking at the wrong camera. We talked about kind of my experience and how kind of my philosophy for filming wrestling. So go check it out if you care about my opinions about wrestling, I guess. We got a good conversation on that. And it's weird having somebody put you over an entire podcast. But yeah, so not used to that. But But go check that out. It's definitely worthwhile, and I hope you guys get something out of it. And check out Bubba does some really good stuff over there, including does a Steelers podcast and things like that too. So it's not just wrestling. And of course, they're coming back here in June for APWF, which will be on this network and everything. So make it a Muppet. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I was typing out loud. So I had to do something very special here for our intern before we leave. But anyway, so yeah, go check that out. Also, a lot of other stuff happening. Like I said, RWA Spring Fling happening this weekend. Tony Kincaid will be there. It'll be on the IndieWrestling.us. And please go check out the 880 Wrestling Painted Black show. It might have been the best 880 show yet. There were baller freaking matches, dude. Like Brandon St. James and MV Young was tremendous. Thank you, Riz. I just saw that.
It's been on here the entire time.
I didn't flip my screen, so I have no idea what's happening behind me.
I've moved,
and I'm trying to
so
talk to the people and give you guys some background to pantomime or whatever you want to do.
I thought that you had made it like you had made it your screen. I did not realize that you were leaned all the way to the side, so that Buff Eagle could take up the entire frame.
The Buff Eagle
I've been here
has landed
the whole time.
The Buff Eagle has landed. If there was a London show that Punk led the crowd singing Fat Bottom Girls, oh shoot, I did not catch that. That's fantastic. That seems appropriate though. What else is happening? I will be in Los Angeles. I don't know what that matters for anything, except you're going to see pictures of Star Wars night, I guess. So maybe I'll find some wrestling while we're out there. Who knows? I'll be with the ladies. We'll see if they're up to.
You always find wrestling, Sorg.
I might not this time. I kind of did it last time. And finally, I'm going to leave you with one more thing. Thanks to AI, we finally know what would Buff Eagle look like as a Muppet.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, my. Yep. That's about right.
There you go.
You gotta send me that. That's fascinating. We were concerned that it was just gonna turn into Sam Eagle.
That is not just Sam Eagle. That's for damn sure.
I mean, the nose. Mm-hmm. The nose is blue.
Mm-hmm.
That is really funny that the beak is the beak is blue. The beak is blue.
So,
isn't.
Hold on. Can I make like a Mayhem Mania match like randomly? Because Sam Eagle has been on WWE, and Buff Eagle has been on Wrestling Mayhem Show. So Sam Eagle versus Buff Eagle.
Let's do it.
What?
Yo!
What? Yeah, let's do it.
Well, it's our special attraction match.
My life has never been better than this. This is the peak. This is the peak of my being.
Sorg, I'll send that over to you.
Okay, Buff Eagle versus
Sam
Muppet
Eagle.
Buff Eagle. It's just Muppet Buff Eagle. It's just like Buff Eagle versus.
Yes, it's Muppet. But the Muppets have been on WWE television.
It's the Buff Eagle verse.
Yep.
Across the Buff Eagle verse.
We're here.
No, I have a bunch of them. I just made Pizza Eagle for Slice on Broadway. It's not my best, but it is an eagle.
Oh my gosh!
It is the Pizza Eagle.
I need to end the show, guys. Thank you, Tony, for being here. Good, always good chatting with you.
Yeah.
So, of course.
And thank you, Riz. Thank you, Intern John. And thank you, the tens and hundreds of people watching and listening now or in the future here for the Wrestling Mayhem Show and keeping this go round. Yeah, so we'll see you guys next. We will see you in some form next week. We'll be back live in 2 weeks for the show before Mania. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.